Well, hello man cavers, what are we doing today? We are going to make the Bonser wiring harness. We have this, and we've got to make something that resembles that, but obviously in different lengths. I have our measurements written down here. So let's roll the credits. Let's get this thing made. Welcome to the man cave. Let the games begin. So here we go, man cavers. I think we have everything we need. I think the first thing I want to do is just have a look at what we got here. This is going to be our dash control panel. So there's our on and off switch for the engine. There's our start button. So we've basically got to put the on and off switch go to the kill wire of the engine. This obviously goes down to your solenoid, so we know where they go. That's no problem. These yellow ones here, they'll be charging wires. And I believe this blue one here, which is connected to nothing, was probably some form of kill wire. So I think I'm going to take everything off this solenoid, because solenoids are really easy to work out. We have a main red wire there. Oh, I don't quite know why that goes, but or what that's on there for. There we go. Where does this red wire go to? That comes out. Oh, that goes up to the starter switch. Okay, I don't quite know why that's on the starter switch, because these solenoids are normally powered by this one here. We'll sort it out. Or this one on this side. We might need a battery to see how this solenoid's wired. So, I think we need to get these wires off here and go from there. Alright, let's get these off. As I say, none of these wires are actually going to be long enough for the Bonser. So I can't keep this original wiring because everything's being moved, isn't it? Plus, it's going to look a lot better if we've got nice, neat, new wires in there. There we go. So let's disassemble this lot. There we are. That's got our solenoid off. Our battery clamps we won't need anymore. In fact, we won't need any of that old wiring anymore because we've got all new stuff here. That solenoid actually looks all right. We will test this solenoid before we put any clips on. Do you know, I think my spade connectors are actually down Man Cave HQ. Doesn't matter, I can put them on at another time. We'll just get the big ones on today and get the main cables made up to the length we want. Alright, what have we got here? Alright, there are our little starter wires. There you go. Our starter button wires. Get that out of the way. There we go. So, let's make sure we know this solenoid works. Right, we can do a really quick check on this solenoid to see which wire does what. Now I'm pretty sure this is the wire activated. It could even be this one or this one, I don't know. This is a 5-pole solenoid, so I'm not massively sure about them. But if we put a wire on this one here, I think if we earth it to the body and touch it on the earth positive, there you go, that works. So we know this one is to energise the solenoid. And I know the solenoid worked because I did try it on the old groundsman lawnmower briefly. I did hook a battery up, hit the button, and this solenoid does work. So, yeah. We've got to come here to there. It's good that we've got a couple of lives on here. If we need to pick a couple of lives up, that is absolutely good. Oh, someone's on a motorcycle today. Christ, sooner them than me. Right, we need starter to solenoid wire need to be 24 inches long. So let me measure out 2 foot of starter to solenoid wire. 2 foot, that comes about here, look. If you can see what I'm doing. So yeah, we're now coming 2 feet of wire. This is approximate, that's not rocket science. We ought to come somewhere here. So we'll chop him off. And for you guys that are wondering what size wire I'm using here, I believe it says on there it's 25 mil. Yeah, 25 mil. And this is not that copper alloy shite. This is actually proper solid copper wire. Because that cheap stuff you can get on eBay, guys, that can sometimes be that horrible coated copper, aluminium, sorry. That's just cheap aluminium wire. Coated in copper to look good. Right. There's our wire. Now, will that go inside? It does. I need to strip a bit more of that off, guys, don't I? Let me come back here a bit, look. And then I'll show you a new tool I've bought. Because normally, Man Cave would just take this wire, stick it in the terminal. There you go, that's perfect. Stick it in the terminal and nip him up in the vice. But we're doing it a different way this time. Yep, 24 inches. Right, I have bought off of Evil Bay. Look at this bad boy. 100% made from Chinesium steel. But I hope it'll do the job. This is a big terminal crimper, which will do from 6 to 60 mil. It even come with a pot of things, look, and I've gone and bought some. But there you go. And some heat sinks, look. We will be using them. Nice to see that it comes in a nice carry case. No, it comes straight in the box. But let's try this thing. So I think these are 25 mil, so what I think we've got to do is hit the little button on here, spin this thing round to 25. There you go. And that should be set now for 25 mil. I do not know, though. Let's crank him in here. Right, we'll start to nip that. Let's put our wire in without getting any stragglers out the side. Hope you can see what I'm doing here, guys. There we go. Now I think we've got to just crimp this up. Oh! Well, I wouldn't say it's a horrific job. I mean, it's got it on, hasn't it? It definitely seems to have crimped that down. I wonder if we can go the next size down, or is that too much? That don't look crimped enough to me, but that might just be me. We'll give her another little crimp. There we go. Oh, that's better. That 16 size has really nipped that down now. Excellent stuff. Right, let's get a bit of heat sink on here to cover that joint up. That's the heat sink they sent me. I hope that's damn big enough. Does that go over there? Why do they send you stuff which is meant to fit everything and it doesn't? That's half over. There you go. So we'll heat sink him on there. There we are, guys. There we have one end on. They should be big enough to go over our solenoid. They are indeed. Will they go over the new battery terminals? They do indeed. So we want another one of them this end. So we've got to remember now to put our heat sink on first. There we go. Now we can strip this end and get another one of them on that end. There we go. We took a few whiskers off with that one. I'm really not worried. So let's get our crimp. I'll move this back to 25. I'm quite impressed with this thing actually. In case you was wondering, this was very cheap. I think it was 23 quid, this crimping tool. But it seems to do a good job. I'll get in there and crimp. There we are. There. They certainly aren't going to come off there in a hurry, but I am going to just go over that with a 16. And just give it a final little nip with the 16s. Not all the way, guys, just a little bit. There we go. Let's just nip that up with a 16 a little more. Perfect. Let's get our heatsink over. Oh, that heatsink does go over them. My beg your pardons. There we go. And this is going to be our solenoid to starter wire. Look at that. Isn't that perfect, look? Excellent stuff. Happy with that one. Now we want solenoid to battery. That needs to be 12 inches. So we want another 12 inches. In case you're wondering, this one goes on the starter motor, which is the same size, this one, to one side of the solenoid. We've got to go from the other side of the solenoid now, up to the battery. So let's get our measure and do us another foot. That's about here, look. So let's, some stiff old wire, guys. I don't think I've took quite enough off there, have I? I suppose you could dodge around this with a razor blade, but we're not going to bother. There we go. So we'll get another one of these on. Oh, look at that right in there. Use our little machine again. I like this little machine actually. That's not too bad, guys. I mean, for 23 quid for the whole kit, it isn't too bad. I think I've got to get this connector in here first, haven't I? That's how I've been doing it. And I'm keeping the spades flat at the back so the terminals are in the right inclination. There we go. There we go. It's got it. There we are, guys. We'll spin one round to this 16 again. So I do like to do them a little bit with the 16. Just to be sure. Perfect. There we go. That's not bad at all, is it? So another piece of our, will this go over this end? No, it doesn't. I didn't think it did. So we've got to come over this end. And let's see if this one will walk over the terminal. Oh yeah, you have to twist it, look, and then it goes on. I can see why I went wrong with that first one. Now if you twist this stuff, it does go over. There you go. There we are. That is brilliant. Perfect. Here we are. Which one was this one? That was the starter to the battery, wasn't it? So we now want another one of these on this end to go on our battery terminal. Cool. I ain't quite cut through it. There we go. There we go. Now we've cut through. Yeah. I wonder if I leave this straight on 16, if that'll do it. Right, we're in. And we are crimped. Yeah, the 16 seems to work, look. Oh, I didn't put my bit of heat sink on. Idiot. Oh, but I can't get out the jib. Oh, will that jibble over that end? That might. Come on. Yay, that's over. Yep, we got it, guys. We're over. Brilliant stuff. There we are. Yep. Another wire made up. Absolutely brilliant. So that's them two made up. Now we need an earth wire 20 inches long. So we've got to get our bit of earth cable. And we need to measure a piece of that. 20 inches. On the feet and inches, man, you see. Too damn right. 20 inches. That brings us to about here. So we'll just nip this one off. Cool. Cool. I can't get through that. Might have to nibble it. Oh, Jesus. These aren't even cheap side cutters. They're down 10 ones. There we go. So making sure I have got the bit that's 20 inches and I'm not using the leftover. We'd better just check this one is 20 inches, hadn't we? Yeah. 20. Yeah, we're going about 21. We can lose an inch. Not an issue, is it? This cable seems a lot stronger than the red one. That red one was hard to cut, but not as hard to cut as this damn thing. Alright, there we go. You know, it's a damn good job I bought this kit, because I didn't get enough of them ring terminals. If you're wondering what these are, I have bought some earth straps here from Hal Ford's, of all places. Alright, where's the ones we want? Yeah, this has got to be our earth. Oh, and that fits in there. Brilliant stuff. These terminals are not as long. These are not as long as them ones I got from the auto electrician place, look. They ain't got as much bite on them. Chinese, that's why. They want to save that little bit of money, don't they? So I've got to trim this down a little. This is a rum wire, I'll give it that. See, some strong old wire. Right. Let's get this in there. So we've got that one in there. These, you know, these Chinese terminals are nowhere near as good as them ones I got from the electrical place. Nowhere near as good. There we are. That's that one on. Yeah, these cheap terminals are nowhere near as good, guys. Nowhere near as good. Just want to get our heat sink over there a bit, and there we are. That's covered up a multitude of sins. Yeah. Are you bored? Yeah, or are you still with me? I know, making up a wire and harness. Riveting stuff. But it's stuff that needs to be done. Let's get another one of these out and stick over here before I forget. I think this wire is slightly heavier gauge, you know. Alright, let's strip a little bit of this off. There we are. So this is an earth wire, so we just want an earth to the machine. Look at that, there's damn whiskers coming out of this. These terminals just are not as, are as heavy. Ah, there you go, no, we've got it in there with no whiskers. Alright, they're heavy enough, but they're just, the sizing isn't quite the same. There we go. That's another one crimped on there. It's pushed half that damn wire out of that, look. But it has got it. It's still coming through the end, so I think that's just squished it up. There we go. There we go, guys. So this is all ready, really, to go on the Bonser. So we can get everything connected up. So we have our, this is our starter to solenoid wire. That's our earth wire. This is our solenoid to battery wire. So we have one of them on this side. One of them on this side. This end go to your starter motor. This end go up to your battery. This is our earth wire, which will come on here to earth the whole thing. Right, now the big wire's done. We now need to just cut some 5-core 32 inches long. If you wonder why I bought 5-core, it's because there are 4 wires come up to this dashboard panel. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I thought we'll have a spare wire in case we need it. So this 5-core wire, guys, what do we want that? 32 inches. That's got to go round the seat box and down onto the engine. 32 inches, which is about here. Will give us an inch. There we go. Excellent. Just to shorten this video up a little, I'm gonna oh, hang on, I got that wrong. We want 32 inches plus 12. Good job, I got plenty of that. The plus 12 was because I want 12 inches of loose ends out of one end. So that's 32, that's 44 inches. Good job I bought plenty of this stuff, innit? "44 inches, that comes about here. There we go. Good job I tweaked my plus 12, look. And we want 12 inches of this with just the loose wires. That's about 12 inches. So we've got to strip this insulation off to here somehow. So I've got to carefully nip round the outside without getting them inner wires. And hopefully I think we got it. Hopefully this will pull off. Let me nip this end in the vise, look. I got a slight end here with no wire in it. Cool. Yeah, there's no wire in that bit. We might have to slice down here with a blade. There we go. We got some new Stanley blades here. Let's just run down the middle of this. There we go. And hopefully that'll now peel off. Maybe it damn well won't peel off. I'll have to come in from this end, look. There you go. There we go. So here are our 5 bare wires which will come into the engine end. There's even a nylon through there, look. There's even a nylon string through there to make the wire stronger. We won't be needing that nylon string, so we'll cut it off. There we go. Perfect. Right, we'll leave these ones until we're actually ready to connect it to the Bonser, because I'll need cutting to the exact lengths. But at this end, we want a couple of inches off this end, so they can go on to these 4 here. Probably here, I think. So we'll just nip these off. There you go. Perfect. Take our bit of string out of here again. This piece of nylon here is just the string, so we won't be needing that. There we are. Excellent stuff. Right. All I've got to do is bear these up and get these on here. So guys, we have all our ends done. We have our switches. I need to put some spades on these, cut these to length. These are jobs we can do when we actually install it on the Bonser. We have currently made the wiring harness itself, which is good. I think I've bored you enough for this video. I think we have got our wiring harness all done. Isn't that good? This is the 5-core stuff. Haven't we made some lovely neat cables, look. And now for man cave, this is neat. Very neat. There we are. There are our new cables. On, off. Start. Boom. There you go. So there are our cables all made up. Let me just check. 24-inch starter cable. Solenoid to starter cable. A 20-inch earth. And our 5-core. Which is here and needed to be 32 plus 12 there. So there we go. That is pretty much everything. Most impressed now, most impressed. So what is there left to do? Not a lot really. I don't know which side of this starter motor is in and which is out, because there'll be one. I think that's your in, because that seems to have a permanent live on that. So I'm guessing this is the one up to the battery. And then that one will be your output to your starter motor. So what we can be doing is just get them on there. So everything stays together, guys. Everything will stay together. So we'll put that one on that side. That one on this side. There we go. We can nip these up. There we go. There we are, guys. And these will just come up to our starter motor and our battery. Right, I'm going to leave the video here now. How long is it? Half an hour? Oh yes, 32 minutes, look. There we go. So, we have made our wire. Thank you for sticking with me through this boring, tedious, very tedious video. And yes, I will see you guys next time, when we're probably going to be having a look at the chainsaw, or it could even be when we move house on Friday. We will be saying a farewell to our little workshop. The little workshop I've done over 200 videos in. This is very small, this little shed. You wouldn't believe it. I think it's about 8 by 10, I think. It's a little brick build on the end of the old cottage. Hence why I've only ever been able to do smaller engines in here. BSAs, little Honda generators, things like that. So yes, we are in a very small shed, but you won't be seeing the shed much more again. Because, I say, Friday this will all be emptied. And yeah, it'll just be left for someone else. Right, bye-bye, guys. Ah! Start a solenoid. Start a solenoid.